Good morning, folks, and welcome to the Toon review for Eddie Howe's press conference reaction. My name's Paul, and I'm joined by, of course, Billy, who normally is on these, and Stato. Well, what do we call this? A kind of
sabbatical,
or something like that. He's with us today due to being off work.
Back to work on Monday, unfortunately.
And of course, he's able to join us. So, good morning, chaps.
Good morning, and good morning to all you Magpie Massive out there in Viewerland.
Yes, indeed. Now, basically, I normally go through my spiel at the start, but I'm going to do that a little later on in the show so that everybody's in. Because what I found out is that when I start going through my spiel, the viewers aren't already in. So, I go through the sponsors and stuff and think, well, by the time I've done that, and then halfway through the show, we've got literally 800 more people watching. So that spiel can wait, which is why I've said good morning. Now we'll get straight into it. Eddie's been speaking to the media ahead of the big game at Spurs tomorrow, which of course kicks off at 12:30. So hopefully we'll all be done and dusted before we get a dusting of snow. See what I did there? It looks like it's going to hit the country pretty bad, but it looks like mainly into Saturday evening, Sunday. So let's, all this the technology that these new pitches have now, especially Tottenham's, there'll be no problem with the game tomorrow, I would have thought. But Eddie has been speaking, and the first thing we wanted to know about, obviously, as we discussed on the preview show last night, was, of course, Sven Botman. Now, I thought that Eddie might come out and just rule him completely out of the side. No chance of Sven Botman playing. However, I was wrong. This is what he said. I always said Sven will be in and around the Christmas games. He has worked incredibly hard to get himself into a good condition. He has had 3 games. He's in and around my thoughts. I will have to make a decision on who best fits that position, but it's great to have Sven back around. If Sven is in the squad, it is because he is fit and ready. Then he was asked the question about starting the game. Would he have a problem starting Sven Botman? And Eddie said, not at all. He completely dismissed anything of any worry about him starting the game. He said if he's ready, he's ready. And he has a decision to make on who starts tomorrow. That was an interesting comment, Alex, because we'd obviously think no chance he's going to start. But Eddie would normally sort of say that. But now there's a chance that Sven might actually start.
Yeah, well, it's obviously me and Billy were a little bit wrong last night, and you were right for a change. It was a situation where
sorry, there was actually no need for that.
A blind squirrel finds his nuts every now and again.
Exactly, Billy, exactly. But obviously processes have changed in regards to injuries and rehabilitation and protecting assets and not having horrible seasons. And he made it abundantly clear that Sven has had more than adequate training, long time to settle in. He's had, I don't know where these 3 matches have come from, because I know obviously he played for the youth team once, and then there was talk of a behind closed doors game, so that's 2. I don't know where the third's come from.
They could play non-league sides or something like that behind.
They've sorted something out clearly that we're not privy to, but yeah, so 3 games plus he said more than enough training. He's been training for a long time. So yeah, it sounds like he's probably okay to start if required. Obviously there's Lloyd Kelly to pick from, so it's just weird that we've got 3 fit left-footed centre halves to choose from. It is a very odd situation to be in.
Yeah. Billy, it's exciting though, isn't it? Because even if he doesn't start tomorrow, I think he'd be on the bench, back in and around the squad, and to have Botman back is a massive lift. Dare I say the old cliche, it'll be like a new signing this season.
Well, it was even kicked down. He said that on Sky Sports News. It'd be like a new signing. And he will be, because the kid's elite. He's an elite centre half with lots and lots of technical ability, lots and lots of nous, and knows where to be, even at such a young age. It'll be a little bit unfair on Dan Burn, I'll hasten to add, because he will come in and replace him at some point. And Dan's been playing out of his skin lately, but we shall see. We shall see what goes on. I don't think he'll play tomorrow. I really don't.
Why?
I think it's too much of a risk. Too soon. Maybe against us.
But he kind of quashed that, Billy, by saying he's had, like Alex said before, he's had plenty of, he's played games. He's, he thinks. I mean,
is it a spanner in the works for the plans of Ange?
I'll be amazed if he starts them off. I'll be amazed.
Yeah, he could be playing poker. He's done that many times before. But then again, he's also, when the team sheets have come out, shocked us many times. So you just don't know. But I just think it'd be a massive boost to have him back in the dressing room. Never mind the starting 11.
Yeah.
I mean, does he look at and think, having Botman back rather than, dare I say, is he completely happy with Lloyd Kelly? I don't know. But the fact that Botman's now around, he doesn't have to really go with Lloyd Kelly.
Can we quash this whole concept of Lloyd Kelly's not done very well?
Because I like Lloyd Kelly. I like him.
But there's a lot of people based on the fact that we conceded from a corner.
Yeah.
And fine. Is that a mistake? Technically, yes, it is a mistake. It's from a defensive set piece. I'm pretty sure it's the only time we've conceded from a corner this season, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
However, he's done fine from open play generally. We've got a few concerns about his backpedaling into his own box, but on the whole, he's been okay. His technical quality has been good. He steps into midfield and is aggressive. He joins the press well when necessary. He's speedy. He's experienced. He's not a bad player. And again, him coming into the side, not being used very often, there might be cobwebs. So he's still a competent player. Out of all the rotation centre halves in the Premier League, we've got a good one. He's not bad at all.
Slapping the bird's ass is Billy in Ibiza. You would think so. But the problem is, the sun shines through his window, but you open the window and you are suddenly in Antarctica. So it is bloody freezing where everybody is. So, yeah. Claire says, I want to see more of Kelly. Now we have a stronger midfield. He was great in the Chelsea Cup game. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, when Lloyd Kelly played, Billy, we weren't exactly playing very well, were we? So it was the sort of team thing. Now we are, and we've got really, let's say, the midfielders now in established positions. Does that make a difference with Tonali sitting just in front of him?
Well, they're certainly being more protected. Yeah. Hence why Martin Dubravka hasn't had a shot safe hardly in 4 games. So, yeah, there is a kind of, I agree with that to some extent. But against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, he was outstanding in that game. It was just a West Ham game, which he seems to have taken all the flak for, which he did make 2 mistakes and goals came from both of them. Yeah, that's the way it is, I guess, when you're a centre half or a goalkeeper. You make a mistake and you get punished for it. It looks even worse than what it was. In the main, in the West Ham game, he played pretty well. He kept Antonio a good physical battle and kept him quite quiet, to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the other 2 centre halves have made a lot of mistakes this season as well. There was a period where Fabian Schär
was awful.
Fabian Schär's made 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 big mistakes positionally, missing headers, not tackling when the red card. So they're not all immune. It's just because Fabian Schär's got loads of credit in the bank that we know. He's just going through a rough spell. So Lloyd Kelly potentially, maybe we're being a little bit harsh on him.
I mean, again, there's some comments coming in saying, "Oh, well, Lloyd Kelly's on 150 grand a week." Forget his wage, guys, because he's on that wage because we didn't pay a transfer fee. We're not losing any money out on Lloyd Kelly because we didn't pay anything for him. He was a free transfer. So you need to let the wages go, guys, because it's got nothing to do with his ability. All right, nothing at all.
Just go and research the Bosman ruling, and you'll understand why we keep saying this.
Yeah. Eddie said for centre backs he doesn't like too many changes, so maybe use Botman as he's the long-term solution. Can't see Botman starting, lads, says JT Toon. It'll be Burn and Kelly, but who plays on the right side out of those 2? Well, if he does start Burn and Kelly, then I think we said this last night, Billy. He plays Burn where he's played all season. He doesn't. There's no point moving Dan Burn across to the right, out of position, and then bringing Lloyd Kelly, who hasn't played for ages, causing a bit of a kerfuffle there. Billy, Burn's got to stay where he is.
I think what Spurs do kind of dictates which way they play. If Solanke wants to keep on the right hand side of the centre halves, maybe Kelly will follow him.
Yeah,
we don't know. So we see how it lines up tomorrow. We don't know. But perfectly, I would move Kelly into the right side. I've got to be honest.
Yeah. Kevin Hawthorne says, good morning from Lakeland in Florida. Bloody hell, it's still middle of the night there, isn't it? 7 hours behind us or something? 5, 6, whatever it is. You're an early bird, but you do live in Florida, so I'd be up early in Florida. I was up at 7 this morning. It was still pitch black. There was no birds tweeting. The icicles were hanging from my nostrils. It was terrible, but never mind. Spike says, play Kelly and Botman half and half. Simon says Eddie Howe has signed Lloyd Kelly twice. He obviously values him. Jules, good morning. He says, I don't care if he is free. 150k is way too much for a player that was on 30k.
We can't just keep turning down. He's like one of the only free transfers we've signed during the Eddie Howe reign. Like
he is. Yeah.
Aston Villa went and pinched a load of really good ones in. I think it was Kamara and Tielemans. They're core of their squad. A lot of them were free transfers.
Yeah.
And that's why they were able to do it. And the reason it goes up to that price is because it's a market. There is competition. You have to pay what the market dictates. And if we keep saying no, we're never going to sign anyone. So we've got to put up or shut up at some point with these kinds of signings.
Yeah, I mean, look, people are saying about Botman and the Spurs. Peter, they're saying Spurs have so much pace. We don't know where Botman is. We haven't seen Sven Botman in training or in these games that he's played. We don't know where he's at. As for pace and stuff, but one thing that Sven Botman has is he reads the game brilliantly. So it's a bit of give and take really with Botman because he reads the game so well. But listen, this is down to Eddie. This is Eddie's decision, and it's a big decision he's got to make.
One thing is Kelly's got his pace. One thing he has got his pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly can't get in the squad because Big Dan Byrne is keeping him out. I take it that means the team. Get a run of games.
He's put Big Burn. I'm sorry. The Big Burn sounds like Big Bird. I can't read that with a straight face.
Bird and Manning.
Flaming hell. Dear God.
What are you paid to? I want to paint some hairs in your head.
Ronnie the Spurs fan. Ronnie the Spurs fan joins us and says, lads, it's Tottenham. You're smashing us. Oh, dear me.
I haven't seen a single confident Spurs fan.
No, we've had quite a few Spurs fans on the channel, and they've all said, and welcome, Ronnie, by the way. We do welcome all, like, other fans of other clubs on the channel. It's nice to have you on to get your opinion, guys. As long as you're sensible and, you're here for football and reasons, that's perfectly fine. And welcome to the channel, Ronnie. But there was a couple of Spurs fans on our preview show last night. Again, completely writing Spurs off, but are they playing jiggery-pokery? That's the question, Billy, because I know they've been a little bit out of form, but we've had some interesting games away at Spurs over the years.
We have, but there's no Vicario, there's no Van der Ven, and there's no Romero.
Yeah.
I'd be
no Bentancur, no
Doggett,
no.
There's lots of players out. If ever the time to play Spurs, tomorrow's it.
Well, yeah, it's a good time to play them, I guess, yeah. Ronnie says, we are not good, and I have been watching Newcastle. You're playing well. We are. It should be a very, very good game. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, Eddie then spoke about Jacob Murphy, who, of course, is one of the 2 Newcastle players in for Premier League Player of the Month. He said Jacob has done really well, goals and assists in what every attacking player needs in their game. He has had a strong group of games. His crossing ability is second to none. We are pleased for him. So crossing ability, Alex, second to none with Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy's always been a very high technical player with his striking. We know that. Even when we were sort of in the Rafa era, he was tried on free kicks. He used to maybe hit the post quite a lot. He was a little bit raw around the edges, but we know he's always been a good deliverer of the ball, whether it's his ball striking or crossing. We know he's had that for a long, long time. It was just maybe getting him a full run of games, and the problem is with Murphy is he always has. He has a run of games where he's really, really useful. He plays his role very well. He contributes and he looks like he maybe belongs in a higher level. And then he has games where he just really, really goes missing. And it's more about, it's the same message for Jacob Murphy as it was for the whole team last month. It's about consistency with his game. If he can retain that level, and this is the big question, isn't it? Is this a purple patch for Jacob Murphy, or is this his level? Is this something he can try to maintain?
Well, he's kept the course for quite a few games now. Probably, I think this is probably the most games that Jacob Murphy's consistently played well in. And I genuinely mean that. I think he's played very, very well.
Yeah.
And probably
I think he would agree this is the best period of his career.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think Isak's thriving at the minute because of Jacob Murphy's and Gordon's form. I really do. But I think the change around in midfield with Bruno getting further forward, I think that's helped Isak as well. The whole team seems to have gelled since Billy, these positions were, I'm not going to say made because they were always there, but now Eddie's just gone with a steady 11. It's made a hell of a difference to every single player on the pitch.
Well, obviously it would. They all played in the right positions.
Yeah.
And this is something we were crying out for weeks. Hence why the whole Eddie Howe out campaign came from, if you want to call it a campaign as such, because football's a results business. And once results started coming, obviously that campaign was going to go down the pan. And he eventually picked the right side, the right players in the right situations, in the right positions, playing in the right manner with the press and everything like that, and the aggression. And there's no coincidence that we're getting massive results. It really isn't.
I like Coffee says if Rafinha was put in the transfer window, who would be his value? Oh, it's a tough one. I don't.
He is 29.
Yeah, I'd
25
say 15,
mil.
15 to 20.
No, I'd
25.
say more.
Yeah, well, you would. Give me the money.
We sold Ioze Perez for 30, and Sissoko went for a lot of money. Appreciate that they're lower.
So, Alex,
they were
you're
younger,
putting Murphy in the same price value bracket as your Messiah, ASM.
Yeah, why not? For his output currently.
Yep.
And for his experience in the Champions League, in the Premier League, he's a safe buy that he would. If you go and put him in a Wolves, in a Fulham, in a Brentford, if you put him in any team like that, you know what you're going to get with him. You know he's proven in the league. You know he will work hard. He's versatile. He's good in the dressing room. He ticks so many boxes for a club. I don't want to lose him at the moment. I think he's more than good enough to stay in the squad.
He's going nowhere. Let's be honest. This is
given the fact that Jared Bowen's now injured, and if there was an England game 2 weeks' time, I think Jacob Murphy makes the England squad.
That's a big call. That's a big shout.
I do, honestly.
Very big shout.
On current form.
Well, Saka's injured as well. I mean, right wingers for England. No Saka, no Bowen. Who else gets called up for England on the right?
Palmer, maybe.
Maddison or Palmer?
Palmer, really, yeah. Palmer.
Maddison can't get a game for Spurs.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, I think
Jacob Murphy does not get... No, I don't think he'll get called.
I honestly believe that. I don't think he will, but I'm saying right now...
Well, listen, he's at the game tomorrow, so the New England boss is there, so he's got a chance to shine.
Well, yeah, Madueke as well.
Yeah, but he might turn around and who is this Murphy lad?
Madueke isn't getting a game either.
No, he's not. He was getting regular games to start the season, but he's dropped off, hasn't he? Ronnie says this will be our back line: Forster, Porro, Dragerson, Gray and Spence versus your attack. Game over.
Is Spence not suspended?
He might be right. No. FOTMob have the predicted lineups now, Paul, if you want to see them.
Yeah, why not? Let's have a quick look.
And that does match what he's just said. So it's Jed Spence, Gray, Dragerson and Porro as the back four, with Fraser Forster as the goalkeeper. And they think it's going to be Lloyd Kelly
Jed
for
Spence
us.
Is a right back really as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he was a wing back once upon a time.
Yeah, Forrest, yeah.
Well, interesting that they put Maddison in, by the way, back in the number 10 role. He wasn't there last night, was he, on the predicted? And Kulusevski on the right. Son's not there.
Yeah, he's been dropped. He's not injured or suspended, is he? He's not on that list. No, he's not. They just think he's going to get dropped.
Wow.
That's what FOTMob think.
Wow.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Kulusevski and Maddison can both drop into central positions and right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we knew Saar was going to come in. That was pretty obvious. I wasn't sure about Jed Spence because they really are scraping the
barrel. They are really, it is the dregs of the barrel.
Says Don will play apparently. Yeah, I'd be surprised to see Brennan Johnson go on the left.
Amazed if Son doesn't play. I think they've had a bit of a Castor there with that. Pedro says, you're right, Paul. Isak doesn't seem isolated now. Bruno's further up. I'm getting things right now all of a sudden. Lars says, then again, for me, wages should be capped at 15 to 20k max across the entire league. Only thing above that should be bonuses. Lars, that's never going to happen, mate. We're never going to have
because then everybody would go to different countries and different leagues, and then we wouldn't have a good league.
Yeah. Kieran says, this is 100% a purple patch. We've had Murphy for years, and we know his level. Can't make the mistake of giving him a contract for a few good games like we did with Miggy.
Yeah, his contract is until 2028 anyway, isn't he?
I think it's 2027. So there's no need for us to hand him a new contract. He's fine with what he's on. And if we're going to get rid of Miggy, we do need to keep Murphy anyway, because we're going to need a backup right winger, and he's versatile. He'll play anywhere. There's, he's on moderate wages as well. He's not on loads. I think he's on about 45. So why tinker with it? We might as well just keep him doing what he's doing. Keep him on his contract. He's got a couple of years left. Just crack on.
Big Aggie says Paul Merson is a end.
Was that in the press conference?
Funny enough, Billy. Yes, I'll just read the no. Anyway, he then was asked about the Premier League Manager of the Month nomination, of course, which is a meteoric rise because he wasn't anywhere near this a month ago, was he? It's always good to be in the mix, he says. It means you've had a good month. It was a good December for us. Let's try and make it a good January too. It's a huge month this January for us, Alex. Of course, you got the start of the FA Cup. You've got the semi-finals of the Carabao. We've got the league in which we are heading towards top four again, just outside it at the moment. By the end of January, we could be celebrating a cup final, or we could be in the top four. I'm thinking more positively now than thinking going back the other way. I think we're on a charge.
Yeah, I mean, I think December was the run of games in December. We all kind of decided was to save our season, was to try and get us back challenging for European places, try and get past Brentford, and make it so the season hadn't petered out and we'd got something to go for. That happened. That was basically maybe the best set of results we could have hoped for from the December fixtures. Now January is a different kind of concept. If we have the same kind of run in January, all of a sudden it's not our season's been saved. Our season is now super, super successful. Because if we have a really positive January, suddenly we're in a cup final again, and a really successful January would probably put us well in the race for top four. With a good points accumulation. So it's a very different challenge. And it's one that if we can maintain this momentum and just steamroll through teams, it's going to be harder though. Continuing with fixture congestion, it's good that we've got a lot of players available. We've just got to keep it going because this could make or break the season really and put us. And even if we do kind of fall off towards the end of the season, if we go and give ourselves a really good points accumulation in January, we can guarantee getting ourselves a 5th, 6th, 7th. And get European football as a minimum. It absolutely has to be.
Oh, hell yes. James Morrison with a super chat was just talking about this in FPL chat. If Madrid offer Gila, Endrick, and 40 million, would you sell? I think he's talking about
Murphy.
No, I think he's talking about Isak. Personally, was it personally no, but hard to turn down 2 generationals. I mean, that would be some.
Hendrik Gula and 40 million.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not going to offer us that. That's ridiculous.
Well, if they did, we'd snap the hands off, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. We wouldn't turn that down. I mean, we just wouldn't.
I mean, it would be tempting with just the 2 players.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that could tempt us over the edge anyway. Absolutely, 100%. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, please do give it the like. Very important for the channel that we keep those coming in. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, we're heading rapidly towards 35,000, ladies and gentlemen. So please do subscribe. Free to do so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. Of course, you can support the channel in the usual 2 ways by Super Chat, which is the $ underneath the live chat. That will guarantee your comment to be read out on the show. And of course, memberships are available if you hit that join button underneath the 3 of us. And of course, a massive thank you to channel sponsor Mamaroo Records, based in Whitley Bay. If you're ever around that area, pop in and see Steve. Mention you're a TTR customer, and he'll do you, a TTR viewer, and he will offer you a very, very good deal on your vinyl, your CDs. He's got music merchandise, sporting merchandise, gift cards. He's got it all. If you can't get into the shop, check them out online. That link is pinned at the top of the description. So again, a massive thanks to Mamaroo Records. Now, he was asked on the challenge to improve even further. And he says, there's always room to improve. You have to believe that. And I do genuinely believe it. We are playing a lot better, playing with confidence and freedom and expressing ourselves in the right way. These next few games will challenge us. But we will need to rise to those challenges and respond in the right way. So what do you reckon he means by that, Bill?
Well, the challenges are starting to... We put ourselves in a position now to really compete for potentially 3 competitions if you want to... If you're not locked the league off yet, which you can't because it's mathematically possible. But then you've got the Coca-Cola Cup.
The Coca-Cola Cup. Jesus, Billy, how many years are you going back? Bloody hell.
The Rumbelows Cup. Yeah, we've got that coming on Tuesday. Get a result there, and then you're looking at the beginning of February to hopefully clinch that. And then the FA Cup starts in between. So big games, trophies, 2 trophies for sure are going to be on the mantelpiece if we can get through these 2 cups. Yeah, it's a massive month for us, and this is where it all starts. We've laid the base work now in December, and now we're in January where it all starts for me.
Yeah. By the way, I think Newcastle have announced that Callum Wilson is leaving in the summer. I've seen a couple of people say it in the chat. I've seen a couple of news reports on it, but
I'll have a look.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. We'll have to confirm that. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, to be honest. 180 Davey says 35,000 subscribers, more than the Mackhams get supporters in the ground. It is, even though I have to laugh because every time Sunderland play at home, I mean, did you see the game against Sheffield United? The amount of empty seats, yet they still put the crowd as 40,000. I don't know how they dare. It's complete bollocks, is what it is. There's no way they get that kind of crap. Neza has been a member for 5 months on the channel. Thank you for your support, Neza. Best Toon Army channel on YouTube. How are the lads? Onwards and upwards. Thank you very much. John says Botman looked very good in the under-21 game. Yeah, Peter says the Entertainers 96-97 kit is back in stock. Yeah, Thursday, I think. Is it Thursday or Friday next week it's released? Apparently, Claire said it was weeks back. It was said about Wilson, so it's not today. It's weeks back, apparently. Interesting.
Yeah, I can't find anything recent, so it's just...
Listen, what'll be with Wilson. I think if somebody puts in an offer this month, I think we'll sell him. But I don't think we will because he's injured, isn't he? So yeah. Blubber King says it's coming on a year since we tanked the Mackhams. Yes, it is.
A wonderful Saturday morning that was.
Oh, it was just glorious, wasn't it? And thank you to Sunderland again for their hospitality for the Newcastle United fans, turning their end into St James's Park. It was a lovely thing to do. We would never return that favour, by the way, but thank you very much for that. Crazy. Anyway, let's round off what Eddie had to say. Talking about our 5-game winning run, and he says we've produced some very good performances. Everything has really clicked. We have looked a good attacking side, but I think the most pleasing thing with the decent run is how well we have protected our goal. Defensively, we have been brilliant. We have had a lot of control in that respect. I mean, I think he's talking about defending as a team there, Alex, isn't he?
Well, we haven't conceded a goal in God knows how long. I think we've given Dubravka 4 clean sheets, protected him very well. The back four's really settled. Dan Burns improved his technical performances in recent weeks as well. Fabian's concentrating a bit more. Trippier's come in and been really settled. Livramento's come in and been really solid as well, and he's replaced him. Hall is a breath of fresh air. This season is just amazing. And you don't change your winning formula. So I think the only thing really to do is to just try and not upset the apple cart as much as possible, and just maybe bringing one player to just slot in the right-sided centre-half role. I think Lloyd Kelly makes sense because he's considerably faster than... Well, I think he's not considerably faster, but he's definitely faster than Sven Botman. And has been training in and around the squad for the entire season. He had the pre-season as well. So I think it's a safety option. If he finds himself kind of in the wrong position, or he's lost a runner, or he's got to try and get back, Lloyd Kelly's faster and can maybe mitigate those mistakes and issues caused by him playing out of position, maybe slightly more than Sven. That being said, Sven is a better player, but we just need to keep the squad is performing really, really well at the moment. The subs are coming on. I know it's probably frustrating for players like Willock and Harvey Barnes, but the balance of the starting 11 is so good right now, and the subs coming on know their role really well, and it's just working. So we probably don't want to be tinkering too much with anything at the moment.
I think the key to it all is having an athletic player with knowledge and nous to know where to be. Plus, he's got the speed on top, playing in the 6.
Yeah.
That protects the back four so much, and then that just protects the goalkeeper. Because let's be honest, Martin Dubravka, how many saves had to make in the past 4 games? 2?
4.
3? 4?
I think he's made about 4 saves. He's made as many saves as we've got clean sheets.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? That's how solid we've been. And I think a lot of that's down to Tonali, I've got to say.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly strengthened us up. But I guess we'll see about 11:15 in the morning when the teams are announced if Sven is back. James Morrison says, have people seen the comments by Masters saying that FFP promotes ambition and allows the entire league to be competitive? I watched a bit of his interview, but then I switched him off because the guy's just
doesn't. It's ridiculous. It encourages clubs like Brentford and Brighton to try and sell homegrown talents and proteges to the big 6 so that they can maybe compete in 10 years' time. And then by then the rules will have changed and those clubs will be so far down. It's nonsense. He's a liar.
But there you go. That is the press conference reaction, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Thank you to the mods and, of course, Alex and Billy. But a massive thank you to you guys. Of course, we will be back at 7 o'clock tonight with TTR Friday. So we'll be bringing you more Newcastle United news because there's sure to be some this afternoon, guys. And, of course...
there is a little bit of news, by the way, Paul, off the back of the transfer shows. Last night Romano tweeted just after we finished.
I saw that.
Shows,
Man
City are interested in Kuzanov, unfortunately. So his name is on all of the list
because we're on the crest, and I don't want Man City pinching him, bastards.
But I think that just proves what we did in the transfer show. It speaks volumes of how good he actually is. The fact that he's linked with Man City. That's the kind of caliber this guy is.
Now, Lady Sam is in the chat. She she's been making her return to the show tonight. Of course, she's been away for quite a while. We haven't seen Sam. So she will be returning tonight. So look forward to that as well and get her feelings on everything Newcastle United. And we'll have a bit of banter, of course, and of course, bring you guys on as well for your say on Newcastle. So it should be a great show. So join us at 7 p.m. for that, guys. And then, of course, Match Day Live, midday tomorrow. Half an hour build up to the game, full commentary of the game, analysis, and then, of course, our reactions on Patreon and, of course, YouTube. So plenty coming up over the weekend. So get yourself subscribed if you're not already done so, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And, of course, please like this show if you have enjoyed the press conference reaction. We will see you later on today, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and see you tonight. Take care.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out the green.